And talking about Greg Schiano and the Scarlet Knights, we welcome in Bobby Darin of 24/7 Sports. Bobby, how good are the Scarlet Knights?
You know, they just kept building, and it's finally starting to come together. I think we'll see over the next few weeks how good this team is. They do the little things that can win ball games. You know, they give up 521 yards to Washington, but made plays when they needed to. Were more disciplined, didn't commit the self-inflicted errors that Washington did, and that's what kind of Greg Schiano wanted to build with that culture. And the ball's finally bouncing their way, so they're gonna have a tough stretch coming up here, though.
Bobby, Nebraska's been very familiar with Cal McManus being at Minnesota, obviously in Rutgers now. How has he performed as quarterback with that high-powered running game that Rutgers has had so far this year?
You know, he's been more of a game manager type, and I was talking to him today after practice, and you know, he said, you know, he's just trying to do what's asked of him, and with that running game, it's not a ton asked, but the Rutgers passing game has been so inept for so long that just the semblance of a passing game, it changes the whole dynamic of the offense because. You were looking at a team that was running the ball on 3rd and long last year, late in the season against opponents like Iowa. They're in games with them,
Bobby.
And yeah,
how do you kind of sense who Rutgers has played in terms of schedule versus what we see from their development, and kind of keep it in check? This is a good program trending in the right direction. How do you not worry about the schedule?
You know, the schedule, I mean, if you look at the schedule really is a lot easier because last year, or for the last 10 years, they've played Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan, and they've gone 1-29 in those games. So this is a bit of a reprieve this year, you know, not having to play any of those big three. And when you looked at the schedule previously, you would look at those teams and say, you know, look, there's 3 losses automatically. You know, you have to win you have to win 6 out of 8 or 6 out of 9 to be bowl eligible. So they're really welcoming in the schedule this year.
Bobby, when you look at just Greg Schiano and what he's done this time around at Rutgers, I mean, what are the biggest changes you've seen out of him, the way he's built this version of Rutgers?
It's very similar to the way he built the first time around, you know. And this time, though, he came in, you know, from his stint at Ohio State and learning from Urban Meyer. He learned recruit, and you know, he puts a lot of time and energy into that. But it's built basically the same way, you know, getting the most out of guys, developing guys. He's not going to get the 4 and 5 stars. He's going to have to find some of those under the radar guys and really do it with defense in the run game, and that's been his formula for success pretty much all the way through. I mean, he had a couple years back when Ray Rice was, you know, electric in the offense, but for the most part, it's been defense first, run the ball control, play smart, disciplined, tough football.
Bobby, last thing, I'm guessing that Rutgers is probably licking their chops, seeing a couple blocked field goals, a blocked punt early in the season. The way special teams is played at Rutgers and under Greg Schiano, they must be pretty excited about this matchup.
Yeah, and Greg loves special teams. He coaches a big part of special teams. When you see him at practice, he spends a lot of time kind of overseeing it. There is no special teams coordinator like some schools have, you know, an assistant coach of that, and he spends a great deal of time. He's always prided himself on that, and I could see them really selling out this week and trying to get some of those blocks, and it's something he spends a lot of time on.
Kyle, this is a big picture question, but with your guys' move to the Big Ten and now the expansion out west, what has been the reaction just with Rutgers having to make so many more coast-to-coast trips? And, you know, does football do different things when they make these long-distance trips? Are they going out a day earlier? How does Rutgers handle some of the things the Big Ten's going to bring for Rutgers here moving forward?
Well, Schiano is very prepared. He's diligent. He has contingency plans upon contingency plans. They'll change the practice schedule. They'll change, you know, the times that they do everything. I mean, this guy has it detailed down to the temperature in the room during meetings. You know, he could tell you if it's 1 degree higher. So they're adequately prepared for this. And they're excited about it. I mean, think about it. Before they came to the Big Ten, this was the team that played in the Big East, and then they had to go to the American Conference for a year, and it was, you know, trips to South Florida every year, trips to UConn. So they're really welcoming this, and he's very diligent in his preparation, and he adjusted accordingly.
It's obviously only Tuesday, but have you made a pick yet in the game?
I haven't, but it's the thing that's going to be tough is, Rutgers has run the ball well, but if you look, a lot of the yards come after contact. Kyle Monangai and even Sam Brown, you'll see some of him. He's 225-pound bigger back who can move the pile. Had that 37-yard touchdown that was a difference maker against Washington last week. That is going to be a battle to watch because the Rutgers offensive line hasn't performed as well as some of the numbers might suggest. You see a lot of the running back, combination of Sam Brown, Kyle Monangai, obviously doing a lot of it on their own after contact. So that's going to be a tough matchup for them. And, playing on the road, I'm starting to lean towards Nebraska, but, Rutgers has some kind of mojo going where things are just bouncing their way this year.